Prince Charles title, future king may choose Philip for royal name and touching tribute. Prince Charles has the right to choose to reign as King Philip in memory of his father when he takes the throne. Prince Charles has rich pickings when it comes to choosing a regnal title on becoming king. When the Prince of Wales ascends to the throne, it is not a foregone conclusion Britain's next monarch will be styled Charles III. Royal watchers believe Prince Charles will opt to take a different name as king than his birth name given the problematic rules of both the previous kings with that name. Significantly, the Queen's eldest son would have the right to reign using one of his middle names, of which Philip is one. The 72-year-old is the longest-serving king in waiting in British history, and following the death of Prince Philip at the age of 99, speculations over Prince Charles' future titles have begun in earnest. According to the list, it is worth noting that Prince Charles can actually choose a different name, like one of his middle names, Philip, Arthur or George, for his royal title. The future king has reportedly discussed passing over the title Charles III in favor of one of his middle names. In 2005, The Guardian reported that the prince had suggested to trusted friends that he favored going instead with the last of his middle name, which would see him rule as George VII. Speaking at the time, the former Buckingham Palace aide Dickie Arbiter explained the move would enable Charles to pay respects to both his grandparents. He told the BBC, "It would not just be a tribute to his grandfather, King George VI, but a sort of loving memory to his late grandmother, whom he absolutely adored." Amid the renewed interest in Prince Charles' title once he becomes king, reports suggest that he could also opt to break with the royal family's traditional surname of Windsor. Just as Prince Charles could opt to reign as King Philip I in memory of the late Duke of Edinburgh, so he could also choose to honor his father's desire to see the royal house bear his last name Mountbatten. According to the list, Charles is the Prince of Wales, but when he becomes king, it will be up to him whether the royals keep the last name Mountbatten-Windsor. When the Queen took the throne, her late husband Prince Philip threw things for a loop because he wanted her to take his last name. The descendants of the Queen and Prince Philip currently style themselves Mountbatten-Windsor, a compromise between the two following their marriage. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's son Archie Harrison Mountbatten-Windsor is the latest of the Queen's grandchildren to carry the surname. The status of the Mountbatten-Windsor name, however, remains far from settled, with Prince Charles potentially being able to revisit the matter once he becomes king. Prince Philip is reported to have once said he was the only man in the country not allowed to give his name to his own children, a state of affairs that Charles as king could look to rectify. The matter once he becomes king. Prince Philip is reported to have once said he was the only man in the country not allowed to give his name to his own children, a state of affairs that Charles as king could look to rectify.